There are a few issues that can arise when those petitions are filed, and those are generally listed here. My main point in throwing these out at this point is just to let anyone that works for a company that does receive an election petition know that even supposing you are pretty confident how the election is going to go one way or the other, there are some issues that you want to be very attentive to before you just let the election take place. First of all, there are various election bars. For example, if um, there is a current contract that has just been negotiated with a different union, then that is likely going to bar anyone from coming in and saying they want to be represented by a new union. There are ways to do that again, but there are certain time periods that that would have to be done. There is the question of who is in the bargaining unit. So the bargaining unit is the group of employees within the company that would be represented by the union. In almost all cases, the bargaining unit is not all employees in the workplace because if nothing else, we have this next point that there's a distinction between employees and supervisors. Obviously, within every company, there has to be someone who the employees represented by the union would actually negotiate with. So, at the very least, whether that's ownership or the highest level executives, um, and where you draw the line down to lower level management can become a controversial and contested topic. The election details sometimes are important. What time and day and location will we have for the election itself? Usually, these elections take place in person somewhere on the employer's premises, and there are details that need to be worked out on that. And sometimes it's important to figure out what the right day and time is for the election to ensure that the most employees as possible will actually be available and have access to come and vote in the election. Um, so when they file the petition, the union will propose a location and a date and time, but it's very common that that gets negotiated and worked out to be something different than what the union originally proposes. Finally, there could be unfair labor practice charges filed. This could happen either totally independent of the union organizing activity or related to it. For example, the union may claim at some point in the process that the company did something inappropriate to try to sway the outcome of the election, or conversely, the company could file something saying that the union did that. So those types of charges may have been pre-existing before an election petition was filed, or they could come up right after the election petition was filed. In either case, they may have to be resolved before the election could take place.